So this sutta is a theme for Halloween, really. It's about seeing ghosts and skeletons, and this whole Samyutta, this whole 19th Samyutta is about seeing various kind of beings born in the Peta realms and the Hell realms with their gruesome bodily signs that they receive as the result of their past karma. But we'll discuss that in more detail. Let's begin reading. Venerable Varabo, can I ask you to read until Viharanti?
Yes, Ajan. So, evam me sutang ekan samayang bhagava rajakahe viharati veluvane kalandakanivape tena kopana samayena ayasmacha lakhano ayasmacha mahamukallano gicchakute papate viharanti.
Thank you. Please give us a rough translation.
So I would say that yes, this I have heard. In one occasion, the Bhagava was residing in Rajagaha in the bamboo grove where you feed the squirrels.
That's right. At the squirrels feeding place.
Then on that occasion, the venerable Lakhano and the venerable Mahamokalano, they live in the in a mountain in the Vulture's Peak.
That's right. So Gija is vulture, Gija Kute Pabate, at the mountain peak, at the rock peak of the Vulture's Peak. About the Venerable Lakkana, so his name literally means some kind of mark, like a sign or mark. And this whole Samyutta, this 19th Samyutta is the Lakkana Samyutta, that is about birth signs or birth marks of different beings that are born in the Peta realms. The Venerable Lakkana also had the ability to see these spirits and beings. The Venerable Mahamoggallana also is known for this. There's a comment in the commentary. They explain that the Venerable Lakkana is apparently stayed with Venerable Moggallana at the Gijjakuta this time, and some other time is also mentioned, so he must have been one that was living there a few times or maybe on a regular basis. And the Venerable Lakkana is one who became Arahantship, who became Arahant after listening to the Aditta Sutta. So he is one of the fire-worshipping ascetics that the Buddha taught in the fire sermon. And apparently his name refers to him being blessed with very attractive signs. So he had the signs of a great being, like a Brahma. So he might have been very good looking or very strong, like somebody that looked very inspiring. And that's why they called him the the one with good signs, the one with good looks. So that's so his character comes up like that in the commentaries. He was known for this. Now let's continue. Venerable Atanyu, can I ask you to read until the end of the next paragraph?
Atako ayasma maham mogallano pubanasamang niwasitawa patachi waramadaya yenayasma lakano tenupasankami upasankamitawa ayasmantan lakanan itadawocha ayamauso lakana rajagahan pindaya Pawisimati. Pawisamati. I continue?
Yes, please, until the end of the paragraph.
Ewamausoti ko ayasma lakano ayasmato mahamugalanasa pachasosi.
Please give us a overview from the beginning.
And then Venerable Mahamugalana
Preliminary.
Pubana
It's the morning. In the morning. Pupana Samayang is the morning. So time Samaya. Samaya is time. Then Pubanha is morning. So in the morning time, in the early dawn.
Okay. Avin sat down. So no. Okay. Yes. Okay. So he approached. Venerable Lakana approached.
So the Venerable Mahamoggallana, rising in the morning, he takes so Patta Chivara.
His robe and bowl.
That's right. He takes his bowl and robe, and Yinaya Sama Lakkano Tenupasankami. You were going to translate that. So he was Tenupasankami approached.
Yes.
So he approached the Venerable Lakkana, and having so continue.
So having approached, yes, so so the Venerable Lakana said. So apparently he's senior to.
So it's not Lakkana, it's not the Venerable Lakkana who is talking, but the Venerable Mahamoggallana. He approaches the Venerable Lakkana, and so this is in the accusative because Etada Vocha takes the accusative for its target, if you want to think of it like that.
Okay.
So meaning he told to the Venerable Lakkana the following.
So Venerable Auso Lakana, Rajagang Pinda Pawi. So let's enter in Rajaga for Hamswan.
That's right, correct.
And Emmaus, Ewa Mauso, Ti. So Ewa Mauso,
Indeed.
Yes.
So that's the way to answer yes in the suttas. When they ask and do you want to do something, then the positive reply is evam. Let it be that way. Let it be that way. Let's do it. So it's basically means yes.
Yes. So ko ayasma lakano ayasma to mahamogana pachasosi. So yes, indeed, Venerable Lakano, no, Lakano.
Yes, that's right. He is the one. So he is the one doing the. He is the one who is Pachasosi, who is replying. And he's replying to the Venerable Mahamoggallana. saying
So-
yes, so that he agrees that they should go
Yeah.
arms round.
So
Titato, can you please continue from Ataku sama?
Yes, Ajahn. Atako ayasama mahamogalano gijakuta pabata orohanto anyatarasming padese sitang patawakasi. Atako ayasama lakano ayasamantang mohamogalanang etadawacha.
Let's stop here and let's translate this.
Okay. And then Venerable Mogalano was Orohanto is descending from the Vulture's Peak mountain.
That's right. The ta, you can recognize this ta ending as an ablative, which means coming from. He's descending from somewhere. And so while he was descending, Orohanto,
Anyatarasmin, it's a certain Padese place, Sitang smile, and Patawakasi he manifested. So he manifested the smile at a certain place.
that's right. At some point he stopped and he smiled at something that he thought was entertaining or amusing. Yes, continue.
Atako ayasama la kano ayasamantang muhalan etalawacha. Konuko abuso mogalana.
So translate
and
that one.
then
Yes,
the venerable Lakana
that's right.
asked Venerable Mohag or addressed Venerable Mahamogalana.
Good. Please continue.
Ko nuko avuso mogalana hetu ko pachayo sitasa patukamma yati. Akalo ko avuso lakana etassa panyasa bhagavato mang santike etang panyaham puchati. So ko nuko can be what or why.
That's right.
Why, friend Mogalana? Now, hetu is cause, pachayo is support, sitasa is smile, and patukamayati is manifestation. So, what was the cause that supported the manifestation of the smile?
Yes,
can it be this literal translation?
Yes,
Okay.
that's right. In more idiomatic English, how would you say this?
Why are you smiling?
That's right. Or why did you smile?
Yes. So akaloko.
So what is the cause? What is the cause? What is the reason for the
smiling?
For the smile of the smile. So this is genitive. So of the reason of the smile that you have shown, like patukama you've done right. And then he replies,
Akalo, so this is not the time, friend Lakana, for etasa panahasa for this question.
That's right. Akalu, not a good time. Lakana, etasa panyasa. This is in this case, this is a dative for this question. And then?
So, Bhagavato me santike, so the Blessed One, me in the presence of, so when I'm in the presence of the Blessed One, you can make the question.
All right, very good. You've been studying.
Yes, Ajahn, a little bit.
Yeah, I can see you're getting very good at this. So santike is in the presence, right? And this is the key word that in the presence of the Blessed One. Again?
Yeah. We have to know that the monk it could be misleading there. So Bhagavato mang santike etang panham pucha. It means Bhagavato santike in the presence of the Blessed One, and then the mang is related to mang panhang puchati. Ask me the question in the Blessed One's presence. So the mang is not related to Bhagavata directly, but exactly like that.
That's right. So Bhagavato Santike, in the presence of the Blessed One, this question, etang panhang, to me, Mang, you should ask, Pucha. Right? Very, very non-English sentence. Love it. Very good. Right, so yes, Ajahn Kavisako, please continue then.
Athako
Please
ayasma lakkano.
raise the microphone a bit and then we can hear you better.
Athako ayasma lakkano. Ayasma cha mahamogalano. Rajagahe pindaya charitva. Pachabhattang pindapatapatikanta. Yena bhagavate nupasankam vingsu. Upasankamitva bhagavantang abhivaditva ekamantang nisidingsu. Okay. So then the Venerable Lakkana, the Venerable Mahamoggallana, Rajagahe Pindaya Charitva, having walked for alms in Rajagaha, Pachabhatang, after the meal. Pachabhatang is after the eating, after the meal. Pindapata Patikanta means having returned from alms round. Yeah. The Patika Kamati is to return. So having returned from Pindapata, they approached the Blessed One. Having approached, they paid respects to the Blessed One, and they sat to one side. Ekamantang. And then Ekamantang Nisino ko ayasma lakkano ayasmantam pahamoggalanang itadavocha. So being seated on one side, Venerable Lakkana addressed the Venerable Mahamoggallana. And Idhayasma Mahamoggallano Gijjakuta Pabata Orohanto Anyatarasming Parese Sitang Patvakasi. So it's repeating basically the same as above. We've done this already.
That's right. He tells him that he smiled and he asks him what was the reason for him smiling. Let's continue from Idahang.
Idahang avuso Gijjakuta Pabata Orohanto Addasang Athi Sankhalikang Vehasang Gachanting. So he says, here I, friend. So this case, or here I, friend.
Ida Ahang.
Ida Ahang. Gijhakuta Pabata Orohanto. So this is the ablative from the Vulture Peak mountain. So Pabata is the mountain, and Pabata is from the mountain, descending, Orohanto, coming down. Addasang, I saw. Yes, from Addasa. So Addasang, I saw. Athi is the skeleton. Yes, Athi So, or Athika, actually, Athika. So Athi is a bone. Athika Sankalika is a skeleton. A bunch of bones. Yes. Veha
Sankalikang is like a heap of bones, like connected bones, but it just means skeleton, basically.
Basically, yeah. Vehasa is in the air, in the sky. Yes, Vehasa, and going or walking in the sky.
Like it was flying in this case. Like it was flying through the sky, and he saw this spirit that looked like a bunch of bones, skeleton.
Yes. Then shall I continue or Anvarago?
Please finish that. And
Okay.
we'll...
Tammenang gijjapi kakapi kulalapi anupatitva bhasu lantarikahi vittudenti vittacenti virajenti. So then that skeleton, tammenang, being the accusative, that skeleton or that person, Gijha is the vulture, the bird. Kaka is the crow.
All these endings are Sandhi with api.
So that
Gijja
means
api,
also.
Kaka api.
Kulala is the another, like a hawk or something. And Anupatita means, yeah, having followed, having chased it. If you repeat it twice, it just means constantly, like chasing it, chasing after it. And then, yeah, the space in between the ribs, Pasulantarika. So antarika means in between. Pasula must be the ribs. Pasuli. So the space in between the ribs. Vittudenti vitacenti viragenti. Means like pecking, like scratching, and virajeti in this case means to drop or something. So basically, imagine these birds just pecking at it and scratching it. And yes,
pieces falling off from it. That's right.
Right. Sa sudang attasarang karoti. So that so that she, I guess it's supposed to be a female person. Sudang, indeed, attarasa is a cry of pain, moaning, making a moaning sound, made a screaming sound. Tassamayhang avuso itada hosi. So this is an idiom saying, then, friend, it occurred to me. Literally, to me, it was like this. But it occurred to me. Accharyang vatabho, abhutang vatabho. So this is amazing. This is indeed incredible. Accharyang abhutang. Eva rupopi nama satto bhavisat. So such a being will be, even such a being of this form, of this shape, will be literally,
or can exist, can
exist. So it's in the future, bhavisat, it will be, but it's a kind of idiom in Pāli. It just means that there can be such a kind of being. And evarupopi nama yakho bhavisati. Then he calls it also a yakha, meaning like a, I don't know, you can call it a spirit or a demon. Yeah. Evarupopi nama attabhava patilabho bhavisati. So of such a form, evarupo nama, of such a form, there will be a personality. Literally, this expression attabhava patilabha means an acquired kind of personal existence. Yeah? But it's a kind of idiomatic expression. Patilabha means something that is acquired, like a gained or acquired. And atta bhava means like a self form, something like that, self personal existence.
Okay, thank you. I'll do the next one. Atako bhagava bhikkhu amantesi chakkubhutavata bhikkhave savaka viharanti. Jnanabhutavata bhikkhave savaka viharanti. Yatra hinama savako eva rupam nyasati va dakkati va sakking va karissati. So he says that and then the Blessed One addressed the bhikkhus, bhikkhu amantesi, addressed them this way. Chakkubhutavata bhikkhave. That Chakkubhuta refers here to the Savaka, so that the disciples, meaning here the awakened Arahant disciples, that they have vision, that they are one who understands. They are people who understands. Like one who, Chakku, you remember, is the eye, so one who sees, and here refers to understanding. Indeed, because the disciples have vision, they understand. They live with this understanding. Jnana bhuta vata bhikkhave savaka viharanti. So the disciples, the awakened disciples, they are jnana bhuta. They have knowledge. They dwell with this understanding. They dwell with this knowledge. Yatra hinama savako eva rupam nyasati. And then even in this case, that these disciples should know this, like what just has been discussed, that they should have knowledge of this, that they have vision of this. Dakkati here is seeing. Somebody who sees, finds, is able to perceive. Dakkati va sakking va karissati. Personally experiences, have personal knowledge, personal experience of this. Sakki is personally or by themselves. Sakki va karissati, they make it themselves. Okay, so we continue with Pubbeva. Tita Pimo, can I ask you to continue, please?
Indeed. Tubevo messo bhikkhave satto ditto haosi apichaham na vyakasim anchetam vyakareyam parechamena sadayum yemena sadayum tesam tam hasa digaratam haitaya dukaya.
Thank you. Please tell us what you've read.
Puba, we have already seen here, but sometimes Puba, it's also coming in my mind like Puba Kicham, something like that, but I'm not completely preliminary.
That's right. So in the Pubakicha, it means a duty to do before.
Exactly.
So Pubbeva is in the past or earlier, before.
And then it's clear that he addressed to the Bhikkhu, Bhikkhave.
That's right.
Sato Dito, I think is quite something like referred to the deity's view, and Sato probably is Sati, but irregular. I don't know, like presence. I don't know how.
That the Blessed One is talking to the bhikkhus, and he tells them that this being, like Sato Dito Ahosi, this being was seen.
Okay.
Like that. This being was seen. Like Ahosi was.
Is aorist. Okay.
Right, aorist. This being was seen by him. By me, meaning the Buddha. He said, but in English he would say, I've seen this being before. But Cha'aham.
Cha'aham, that doesn't come up anything to my mind. then okay, it's referred to who speak basically. Chaha.
But I did not what Vayakasing.
I don't know.
This is a statement, but I didn't declare it. I didn't mention it. And he tells us that ahan chetang Vayakareyang. So do you recognize? So from Vayakasing, do you recognize the different ending? So this is for the optative. So how would you translate this?
Optative. Then it's like
Ahom is high. Chetam this etam.
Okay. To them. I don't know.
Will declare.
That's right. So if you start from declare or mention, and you put it in the optative, so eya, then the meaning is something like I would declare or I should declare. And then from ahang cha etam, you recognize I and this. And then Vayakareyang, we put it in the optative, so this would be like Ajangavisako, you want some?
Yes, actually, this could be resolved in two ways, but I think the more likely way is actually ahan che tang, and che is if
that's right.
Yes.
and then tang. So it's sometimes Pāli can be like ambiguous. So it should be che.
No. You're correct. That's the only way it makes sense, really.
So che, not etang but tang. If I that declare.
That's right. Thank you. So if I would have mentioned it, pare chamena saddeyung.
Saddeyung is referred to the fate, and is optative in this case. Then if I would declare that, probably it's related to even after there is Saddeyung. Then
so pare is someone else, others.
Okay.
Another person.
Okay. So
Another person, me, they would not have believed it. They would not have faith in me.
Wouldn't believe.
Okay, it's clear. Yes, of course.
They would not have. They wouldn't believe that he sees such a crazy vision or he sees such a crazy being. And so he doesn't say it because Yamena Saddeyung, those people, so those who don't have faith in him, for them, this is for their long-term disadvantage, for their long-term harm and suffering.
Okay.
So for them, tesang tang assa, that would be, so assa here is the optative for the root as, which is in more, you recognize it from atti. So atti, there would be, and in the optative assa is maybe, may or would be. So for them, that would be for their long-term disadvantage or harm and their suffering. These are datives. So because he doesn't want people to lose, he didn't want people to lose faith in him. He didn't say these crazy. He didn't talk about these crazy things that he saw. Yes. Okay. Venerable Varavo, can you please continue for us?
Yes, Ayan. So, eso bhikave satto imasminyeva rajaka he goka takoa hosi. So this being, because he was a killer of cows. How is called this in English?
Butcher.
A butcher. He was a butcher in this same city of Rajagaha.
That's right. The Imasaminyeva, the phrase meaning in this same Rajagaha. Yes, please continue.
So tassa kammassa vipakena bahuni vasa satani bahuni vasa sahasani bahuni. Uy, un momento ya. Bahuni vasa satassa sahasani niraye pachitva tasaiva kammassa vipaka vasesena evarupang atabhava patilabam patisanve dayati. So, because of the Kamma Vipaka, of the fruition of his previous acts, he was many years, many hundreds of years, many thousands of years, many hundreds of thousands of years burning in hell.
That's right. In hell, Niraye Pachitava, having fallen into hell,
Yes.
or having suffered.
Cook.
Pachitava,
It actually
suffered.
means to cook.
Exactly.
Having been like cooked in the hell. That's why it's
In
called
hell,
vipaka.
yes.
I see.
From
Yes,
it means
yes.
vipaka actually doesn't mean fruition, but paka vi and paka is like from pachati to be cooked.
Mhm.
Oh, yes, I see. If you look at the vocabulary sheet as well, so vipaka is from is from the root pach.
Uh-huh.
It's vipach. And you remember pachati. Pachati is for cooking. Like a cook is, cooking rice or cooks a meal. So for that, so he was cooked by that kamma. So that's the kamma. So he was cooked by that kamma for many years and many hundreds and thousands and hundreds and thousands of years in hell, having been cooked. But after that, so there are two stages here. So as the result, he falls into hell and he's being cooked there. And after that,
And
what
after that,
happens?
he received this birth as this kind of being. He was reborn as this kind of being, no, Ajahn?
That's right. After that, of that kamma. So this is the kamma. So here the direct kamma is the vipaka. Kammasa vipakena. By that direct kamma, he falls into hell. And then he experiences the results of his actions there. But after of that, so kammasa vipaka, vipaka, this is Sandhi here with avasesa, which is remainder. So the remaining kamma after his existence in hell results in his experience, his physical existence, his physical incarnation to be experienced like this. Patisangvedayati is to experience. Ajahn Gavisaku, do you want to add something here?
It's just interesting how it's expressed in this form. You know, it's like a natural law that you know, you do something, then the karma just takes you somewhere where you are being cooked by it. It's like an impersonal process, and then the result itself is experienced in a certain way as the acquired personal existence. So yeah, anyway, you see the Buddhist kind of psychology and how it's also affecting the cosmology, you know, the how we experience the universe.
Yes, if in the Lakkhana Samyutta it continues with quite a lot of stories like this, and all of them are some form of gruesome rebirth bearing some sign that relates to the evil deeds that the person has done. And some of the examples is so there's a big butcher, and his body hairs are swords flying through the air, and the swords are attacking him, and he is screaming in pain. And as an informant, and it's his body hairs are like needles, and the needles are piercing him and making him suffer. There's a corrupt village head, and he is a man with testicles as big as pots flying through the air. Right, and he has to put his testicles on his shoulder, and vultures and crows and hawks are pecking away at it, and he's screaming in pain. And here's the one for samaneras and junior monks, that a bad monk, bad samanera, bad junior, bad people who have ordained and using the requisites without reflection and taking advantage of the faith of their supporters. Their robe, bowl, belt, and body are burning, blazing and glowing, and they are screaming in pain. This is the sign, the lakkhana of their resulting birth in the Pita realm. And the commentary has some interesting notes on how they go through in more detail of the terminology of how this karma results in the next birth, how the result continues into the Pita realm. At the beginning, the commentary describes that the Venerable Lakkhana is the one who was present at the fire sermon. And then let's go through the phrases that the commentary explains. So they talk about the butcher. So just means that it's a person who is killing cows. Attito mangsang mochitava. So it means that a butcher is somebody who is scraping off and detaching the flesh from living beings, and that's how they make a living, right? And so satto tassiva kammassa vipaka avasesa. So avasesa, I remember this is the remaining. So the remaining result of that kamma, which is to be experienced, that was accumulated.
Ajahn,
Again, please.
for Wipaka Sesela, Awasesa is the same for Sanghadisesa? Reminder?
No, this is
Cause-
avasesa. This is not disesa.
But
Okay.
it's the same as the word sesa. Yeah, the word sesa means yeah, something extra or something remaining. Yeah, sesa, and then there is another prefix, avasesa.
Yes, in Sanghadisesa, it's there's a community action and something that is followed up. The adisesa. So in Sanghadisesa is a community, and something else. No, that's how you break it down. Is that correct, Ajangavesaku?
Yeah, Adi means the beginning. The community meets in the beginning, and then Sesa afterwards the remaining actions. So yeah, it comes from that same root. Yeah,
Yeah.
Avasesa
So
means
this is Adi Sesa, Sangha Adi Sesa, and in Avasesa we had putting this in the wrong place. That's right. Avasesa is the remaining. Yes, also from this Avasisati. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the question.
Thank you. Yeah.
So through the accumulated volitions, he is Tatrahiyaya Chetanaya. So in hell, his rebirth is produced in hell. And when that parikena is exhausted, is to exhaust, when that vipaka is exhausted, then the remaining kamma sign, kamma nimittang, is the basis of his rebirth among the Petas. And due to the sign being related to scraping the detached flesh from living beings, that's why he becomes his karma sign is he looks like a skeleton, and the vultures are eating and torturing him. Right? There's few more comments there on the website if you want to read it. This is how the different terms are connected. It comes up in discussions, when people discuss how one birth connects to the other birth, how the different results from one life to the next are. They're very concerned, are you going to become a butterfly, or are you going to be reborn as a dog, or and this is language from the commentary. So treat it with the idea that this is some other, that these are later developments, how this process was classified and described and categorized by later generations. It's still useful, I think, for discussing it, especially because it comes up in the language that you can read from the Asian sources often. The more canonical related suttas here is, we discussed earlier in the Anguttara Nikaya, this basic formula is that Kamma is the field, Kammang Ketam, Vijnanam Bijang, Tanha Sneho, that Kamma is the field, consciousness is the seed, craving is the moisture, that this is the standard mechanism by which Kamma functions. And if you were not there, you might be interested in April, we were talking about the Sivaka Sutta, where the results of karma comes up, and this idea that some people think that everything is the result of their karma. And the Buddha very directly describes how that cannot be the case, that you can see in your own life that there are things that you experience in your body, that things that you experience in your life that are not caused by some past actions, but are just accidents related to the environment, something that happened through just because that's how your daily life goes. And so, yes, that's was also, we went in more detail into that in there. Ajangavisa, could you remember this article that you sent?
Yeah, exactly. And then also there is a sutta, I think it's in the Nipedika Sutta, where the Buddha also talks about that the results of kamma, kamma vipako is of three kinds, and it's either to be experienced here and now, Yeah, Ditta Dhamma Vedaniyo, to be
That's
seen,
right.
to be felt here and now, or to be felt samparaya, I think is the word, is the in the future life, in the next life, or sometime later. So it shows that the vipaka, of the karma, does not only manifest immediately. You know, that there are really delayed results of various kinds, and it's all quite kind of a chaotic system where it's very hard to predict when particular result will manifest. So there are other suttas that talk about this as well. So it's not. This is where Ajahn Thanissaro explains it, like using the chaos theory, you know, and because it's really quite complex. And why the Buddha says that if you try to figure this out, the precise workings of it, your head will explode.
Is the third one is the karma that is blocked?
No, that's something else. But a karma result, karma vipaka, specifically
I'm just trying to remember the third kind. So we have Dittadhamiko, the ones that you experience in the present life. Samparayiko is the one that
Samparayiko.
will come.
And then I think the third one is called something like I think it's Apparavedaniyo, something like at a later stage or something like that. I can look it up, but it's it's obviously like delayed at some future time. It refers to that sutta, if you remember, that somebody sees they develop the divine eye and they see a person who was virtuous being reborn after death in a hell realm, or as an animal or something, and then he sees somebody else who is a drunk, and they see them through the divine eye that they actually become a human and a good existence, and then they are all confused, come to the Buddha, and he also explains this, saying, don't think it's so easy to understand karma, you know, and rebirth, because he would have made a different karma in a previous birth, and the results only manifest after some time.
Oh, yes, thank you. Good topics for another reading some other time. The other sutta that I had here that I thought would be a good one to read was this one, Tamotamasutta, which is something of on a positive note. So what we were reading about rebirth in hell and being a miserable ghost in some skeletal form. And in this one, there's a description of beings that are born in a difficult situation, that are born in unfortunate circumstances. And so they are born, so to speak, in a dark state, in a dark situation. But they can their future either is bound to the light, bound to increase, bound to develop in a good way, or they might remain the same, or someone born in a fortunate situation might their situation might become miserable in the future. And the explanation ties it to how they conduct their life. Like, so there is let's begin reading. We're only going to read one case, but it's quite easy to see how the formula goes. We'll just go to the middle formula from dark to light. Venerable Atanyu, can I ask you to start, please? First paragraph.
Chattaro me bikawe pugala santo samujamana lokasmin katame chattaro. Tamaparayano, tamo jyotiparayano, jyoti tamaparayano, jyotiparayano.
Thank you.
So this form, because they are people, persons
Uh-huh.
connecting Sanguigi mana. Mana is like yeah. So
Conceit.
connecting. They are connecting to
Now
the world.
I think your memory is tricking you in a different way. So, so here it exists. So Vijja, you might remember it from. So Vijjati is
Okay.
to see, to something being visible, and it also means to exist, like something that you can see exists. And so Samvijamana is also there are these four people that are found in the world, can be seen.
Okay, so yeah, it was completely wrong. So, which four?
That's right, Katame Chattaro. And so here we have four categories. So Tama is darkness. So there is Tamo, the dark, which is, so Parayano is destined to or bound to in a direction. So bound to go in some direction. Parayano. And so Tamo, Parayano. So there's dark that is destined to go in the dark direction. There is dark that is going towards darkness. And Jyoti is light. And so there is dark, there is people in dark situation who are bound to go in the light, to the light. They are going in a good direction. There are those who are light, who are in the light, who are in a good situation, who are in fortunate circumstances, but they are bound to the dark, like they are going in a dark direction. And there are those who are born in the light, or those who are in the light, and they are also they keep doing the right things nonetheless, and so they are going in the direction of the light. Their situation only increases. They are not making a mistake with their good circumstances. So we're going to read the formula where we're going from the dark to the brightness, to the light. And this is a good way to describe karma to people. This is a good topic in Dhamma talks, for example. You know, when people worried about their destiny and what they can do and can they influence their future, and this sense of agency is very important to remind people about the teaching, is that they might be experiencing miserable circumstances or they might be going through some misfortune, but what is important is guarding your behavior so that you're bound to the light, you're going towards the light. So let's start from Katancha. Ajahn Gavisako, please read us the first one, please.
Kathancha bhikkave puggalo tammo hoti jyoti parayano. Iddha bhikkave ekkacho puggalo niche kule paccajato hoti. Chandala kule va, vena kule va, nesada kule va, rathakara kule va, ukkussa kule va, dalide, appannappana bhojane, kassira vuttike, yattha kassirena kahasa chado labhati. So, how, because an individual, person, tamo hoti jyoti parayano, is from darkness, he becomes one that goes to the light. Tamo hoti jyoti parayano. So like dark, tamo. It's a good word, tamo. In Czech, it's tma. Tama is the same word actually in dark. Here, because ekacho pugalo, ekacho means some, a certain being, a certain individual. Niche kule, in a low family, pacha jato hoti, is reborn. So here you can see actually niche kule. So kula means family or your family background, and niche is like a social level. So meaning like a low born in terms of the Indian society or whatever. And pacha jato literally means reborn. Pacha is from pati and jati, so being reborn. So there is an actual Pali word for rebirth, literally. It's expressed in some other ways and using other terms, but there is this word. And then in what kind of family? A family of Chandala is this kind of low caste, the outcast.
They are the corpse burners.
Right. The other ones, I can't even remember their Vena Kulenis, Adukule, Ratakule. Do you know the meanings? Vena. Ratakara is the chariot makers.
Let's read it.
I can't see it here. Do you have the translation?
Vena is the basket weavers.
Yeah, or bamboo workers.
So they are low families. Examples of low families are corpse workers, bamboo workers, hunters, chariot makers, or scavengers. Right, and so they have Chanda Vinakuleva Dalide, so they are poor. Appanna Pana, they have little food and drink. Pana and Bhojana is food and drink. They have little food and drink. Life is tough, and they find it difficult to find food and shelter. And so their situation is terrible. Socha hoti dubbanno duddasiko. And their appearance is quite bad as well. So he continued to describe, someone born in this situation. They are also their appearance is not very attractive. So they are unattractive dubbanna, where this is duvanna, bad color or bad facial complexion. Duddasiko is another. So okoratiko, the kano, this is a string of negative adjectives here. Like they are unsightly, deformed, sickly, one-eyed, crippled, lame, half polarized. Right? So they are terrible. They don't. It's very difficult to improve your situation like this. But so that's right. This is so kaena sucharitang charati. Let's read from here. Titato, please read for us.
Yes, Sachin. So kayena sucharitam charati, vachaya sucharitam charati, manasa sucharitam charati. So through good conduct and one lives. So if one lives, he lives life with good content from the body, from the speech, and from the mind. So kayena sucharitam charitava, vachaya sucharitam charitava, manasa sucharitam charitava, kayasa beda parang marana, sugating sagang lokang upapajjati. evanko bhikkhave pugalo tamo hoti jyoti parayano. So, having lived his life doing good deeds by the body, by the speech, and by the mind.
That's right. So charity is present. So they are performing good actions by body, by speech, and their mental inner world is also well guarded and it's performed well. Like charity is literally means to walk, but it means also conduct, how you conduct yourself. And then after that, so having done that,
by body, speech, and mind.
That's right.
On the breakup of the body.
So kayasa beda. So kayasa is of the body.
Yes, the breaking, beda is breaking of the body.
Correct, that's right. So the breakup of the body.
Yes. So, and after parang marana, so marana is death. Parang marana, so
Parang here is the next world.
Okay.
So it's the beyond. Like parang is the other shore, like the other shore often, but here it means the next world. So here it's not. The other shore usually is used in connection to the goal, but here it's they have died and they've gone to the next world. Parang.
Okay.
So these, I think, some punctuation could have been used in the the text. So at the breakup of the body.
Ajahn here is parang marana. It means like beyond death. I mean, yeah, it means the next world as well, parang. But here it's like
beyond
after death.
No, I took like the next world having died, but so you translate it
after death.
In the next world after dying. That's how you translate that.
Yeah. This is the way. Kaya sabeda parang marana. This always comes up like this in the sutta. So with the breakup of the body after death, and then he appears in the heavenly world.
That's right. Sugating Sankang. Sankang Lokam
Upapajjati.
Upapajjati is the standard phrase for reborn. Literally means they arise there. They arise in the heavenly world. Last sentence, please.
Evam ko bhikkhave pugalo tamo hoti jyoti parayano. And this bhikkhus is the person that goes or in the direction from darkness to light.
Excellent. Thank you.
You might know that the chapter in the Sutta Nipata called the Parayana Vagga, which is like a separate chapter, and it's probably very ancient. They say the Pāli, it's full of these kind of poems and where the Buddha makes a lot of interesting kind of statements. So this is the word Parayana Vagga, meaning going beyond. It's translated as the chapter on the going beyond. So it comes from this word here.
Yes, but in there going beyond is the other shore.
Yeah.
No, where the other shore is liberation.
Exactly.
Titato, your papers are very loud.
Sorry.
Ajahn, may I ask a clarification about sometimes at least in Italian, sometimes I listen that we're talking about bad karma and good karma, but I think it's not very proper translation and sometimes mislead the point of the meaning. And this is what I understand. Then it arises now some sort of nuance of different adjective of karma, and then I think it's proper to consider the karma sometime darker or lighter, or maybe heavier and lighter. It could be better as a translation, because even transmit a sort of continuum of process of liberation rather
Yeah, so
than
there is, so here the dark and light is not the comma that is dark and light.
Yes. This is clear.
Here his situation is described as dark and light in terms of, is it a fortunate or miserable situation? But the standard, so one of the ways the Buddha describes karma, you remember correctly, is that it's either dark karma or light or mixed, right? And there is also that karma has, like the like Ajahn Gavesako said, the three kinds of result. When will the result be experienced? In this life, the next life, or after,
Sometimes.
or after sometime after that. There's also the karma that is direct karma, the result, the remainder of karma that we read about, the result, like the direct result can be rebirth in hell, but there can be a remaining result that is exhausted, is received in a future birth.
But in the sutta never appear the bad and good karma, or yes.
What we translate as good and bad karma, I think, is, you might rather describe it as dark and light.
Yes, of
right?
course.
And if you want to use it in that way, then you would talk about a good, like it's tied to volition. Like it's always good to turn the discussion towards the fact that karma is determined by the quality of volition, by the quality of the intention behind the action. Because from volition, you immediately can go to, is it wholesome or unwholesome, right? Kusala, akusala.
Exactly.
And that avoids this problem that,
Good and bad.
good,
Yes.
bad. Who is it good for? Who is it bad for?
Yes, that's the point.
Like
Exactly.
that personal aspect is where you're
Exactly.
trying to interpret karma in terms of your personal situation, and whether that is that's a worldly way of looking at karma.
Of course,
And
exactly.
you're going to end up with this transactional view of karma, that I do something good and I should receive something good in return in my karma bank account, right?
Exactly, like economic.
That's right.
Economic. Yes,
And
yes,
so
it's clear.
and so it's very good to remind people, that the Buddha talks about volition, about intention as karma, and this formula is very easy to remember, and I think it sticks in the mind of people if you tell them, that karma is the field, consciousness the seed, craving is the moisture. Kammang kettam vinyanang bijang tanhasneho. Like, and think about karma like this, and this filters out a whole lot of popular magazine Buddhism type explanations that make that the Buddha never said. Right?
Exactly. And also, there are other words like that have become kind of popular ways of talking about, like we talk about accumulated karma or something. So there is actually a Pali word which is achinna kamma. Yeah, achinna kamma means achina it means to, like, to do repeatedly. So sometimes the meaning is like habitual actions, what we do repeatedly, habitually. It's also used in the Vinaya, like the actions that my preceptor was habitually doing, his practices that he was habitually practicing. Is it allowed for me to automatically follow or not? And it's the Buddha says sometimes yes, sometimes not. depends on the what kind of actions they were. And that term is also then used in the commentaries to describe, like, when you do some act repeatedly, then you tend to get that particular type of result, or when you die, that kind of karma will steer you to the next existence. So there are these kind of words, and one in particular usage in the West, that Lumpo Sumedo often talks about vipaka karma. So just to clarify that term, it's actually taken from the Thai version. So vipakam in Thai it comes from vipaka and kamma, but the way you make an adjective in Thai is the opposite from Pāli actually. So vipakam in Thai means the result of action, whereas in Pāli you would say kamma vipaka, the result of action. You do it you swap the word order. So some people have copied this usage and keep talking about vipaka kamma, but that's a kind of in English it's actually a incorrect usage. If you want to be consistent, we have to be talking about kamma vipaka, the results of action. That's the Pāli word.
Right, and it
Thank
will
you.
be in the dictionary. Like this is like kamma vipaka. This is will be a compound, and the like kamma vipaka. Yeah, that's right. Kamma vipaka chatuji tapurisa kammanang vipaka. So kamma vipaka is a compound where the genitive part that of the kamma is not expressed in the verb, but it's implied. So it's the of the kamma of the action, the result of the action, right? That's why, yes, that's the correct construction that Ajahn Gavisako was trying to